Hi, I'm Kate with The Productive Teacher, and today we're going to practice sounding out and spelling words. Today we're going to focus on words with the long E sound spelled E-E. There are many ways to make the long E sound, so as we are practicing spelling the words, I will always tell you which letters are making the long E sound so that we can focus on the other sounds in the word as we spell. Let's get started. This is a picture of bees, but the word we're going to spell is bee. How many sounds do you hear in the word bee? Good. If you said 2, you are right. What's the first sound you hear in the word bee? That's right, it's the B sound, which we spell with the letter B. What is the second sound you hear? That's right, it's E, and I already told you in all of these words we are going to spell the E sound, E-E. Great job, this is how we spell bee. Let's go to the next slide. All right, this is cheese. How many sounds do you hear in the word cheese? Great, I hear 3 sounds too. What is the first sound you hear in the word cheese? Yes, it's the ch sound, and we spell the ch sound with the letters C-H. What is the second sound you hear? That's right, E. I already told you all of these words have the long E sound spelled E-E. And what is that last sound you hear in cheese? That's right, it's the Z sound. Now you might think that's spelled with the letter Z, but it's not. It's spelled with the letters S-E. S-E can make the Z sound at the end of a word, like cheese. Great, let's go to the next slide. This is coffee. How many sounds do you hear in the word coffee? That's right, 4 sounds. What is the first sound you hear in coffee? That's right, it's the K sound. Now we can spell the K sound with either a C or a K. Our next sound is going to be the aw sound, which we can spell with the letter O. When we have the K sound before an O, we spell it with the letter C. So I know my first letter is C and my second letter is O. What is the third sound we hear? F. That's right, it's the F sound. Now we spell the F sound with an F, but in coffee, we need those 2 Fs. We usually need 2 Fs after a short sound, like the ah in coffee. It's called the floss rule. And what is the last sound we hear in the word coffee? That's right, it's long E, and we already know that's spelled E-E. Great job, let's look at our next slide. This is a picture of some evergreen trees. So the word we are spelling is evergreen. This is a long word. It has 2 syllables. So let's take our time and count up the sounds we hear in evergreen. Did you count 7 sounds? That was a lot of sounds. Let's start spelling them. The first sound we hear is eh. Remember, eh is the short E sound, so we spell it with an E. The second sound, v, with a V. Good. Our third sound, Good. Is spelled E-R. That's one sound with 2 letters. Evergreen. What's the next sound we hear? G. Good. And we're going to spell it with a G. The next sound we hear, This is a blend with the G making the gr sound. So we use the letter R. The next sound we hear, evergreen. That's the long E sound. We already know that's going to be spelled with 2 E's. And our last sound we hear, N is spelled with the letter N. Great job. Let's look at our next word. This picture shows feed. Notice the daddy is feeding the baby. Let's count up how many sounds we hear in the word feed. Did you get 3? What's the first sound you hear in the word feed? F, f. That's right, and we spell the F sound with the letter F. What's the second sound you hear? E. That's right, and we know that's spelled with 2 E's. And what's the last sound you hear? D. D. Good. We spell the D sound with the letter D. Next word. Oh, these are feet. How many sounds do you count in the word feet? That's right, it's 3. What's the first sound you hear? F. That's right. F. We spell F with the letter F. What's the second sound you hear? E. Long E, we're going to spell that with 2 E's. And what's the last sound you hear? Feet. T. We spell the T sound with the letter T. Great. Next word. These are geese. How many sounds do you hear in the word geese? That's right, there's only 3 sounds. What's the first sound you hear? G, G. We spell the G sound with the letter G. What's the second sound you hear? G, E, E. It's the long E. We're spelling it E-E. And the last sound you hear? Geese. S. Now you might be thinking, I know the letter S makes the S sound. And you are right, but at the end of a word, sometimes we need S-E. Remember, S-E made the Z sound at the end of cheese, but it also can make the S sound at the end of geese. Well, that's a little tricky. You'll have to remember that. Our next word, this is needle. Needle. The needle is the metal part that is with the thread there. Needle. How many sounds do you count in the word needle? That's right, there are 4 sounds. Let's spell those sounds. N. We spell N with an N. Second sound, knee, E, long E, 2 E's. Third sound, need, D. We spell D with a D. And then ol. L does make the ol sound, but at the end of words, sometimes we need the E after it. So L-E, needle. Good. Needle is an example of a final stable syllable, a consonant plus L-E. So the D and the L-E would be 1 syllable in this word. All right, let's go to our next picture. This is a peel. It's an orange peel. How many sounds do you hear in the word peel? That's right, just 3. What's the first sound you hear? P, P. Good. We use the letter P to spell the P sound. Second sound, E. We are spelling the long E sound, E-E. And the last sound, ol. This time it's just the letter L making the ol sound at the end of peel. Next word. This is a reef, a coral reef, but we're just going to spell reef here. How many sounds do you hear in the word reef? 3, good. What's the first sound we hear? Good. When we hear at the beginning of a word, we know it's the letter R. The second sound we hear, re, long E, 2 E's. And the last sound we hear, reef. F. We spell the F sound with the letter F. Next picture. This is see. She's using those binoculars to see. How many sounds do you hear in the word see? Just 2. What's the first sound you hear? S. That's good. We use the letter S to spell the S sound. And the second sound we hear, see, long E, 2 E's. Great. Let's go to our next word. Seed. See how they are planting seeds? Our word is seed. How many sounds do you count in the word seed? 3. Good. Our first sound, S, S. Spell it with an S. Second sound, E. Spell it E-E. And our last sound, D, seed. We spell it with a D. Good. Here, a little girl is sleeping. Our word that we're going to spell is sleep. Sleep. How many sounds do you count in the word sleep? I count 4. Let's sound it out. First sound, S. We spell S with an S. Sl. Next comes L. Next sound, slee. Long E. We spell it E-E. And our last sound, sleep. We use the letter P to spell the P sound. Good. Next picture. This is a street. Street. How many sounds do you count in the word street? Good. 5 sounds. First sound, S. We use the letter S to spell the S sound. St. We use the letter T to spell the T sound. Stir. We use the letter R to spell the sound. Stir-E. Long E, 2 E's. And the last sound, street. We spell the T sound with the letter T. Great job. Next picture. This is a tree. How many sounds do you count in the word tree? 3 sounds. Good. What's the first sound we hear in tree? Tree. We spell T with a T. Second sound, we spell the sound with the letter R. What's the last sound we hear? Tree. E. Long E, 2 E's. Great job. Next picture. Here, these are tweezers. Tweezers. We are going to spell tweezer. How many sounds do you count in the word tweezer? 5 sounds. Let's spell them out. First sound we hear in tweezer, T. We spell T with the letter T. Second sound, tw. We spell the W sound with the letter W. Next sound, twee, E, long E, double E. Tweez, Z. We use the letter Z to spell the Z sound. And our last sound, tweezer. Is spelled E-R. Great job. Next picture. This is our last picture of the day. This little boy is so upset. He is crying a lot. And when someone is crying a lot, we say that they weep. Weep is the word we are spelling here. Weep. How many sounds do you count in the word weep? 3 sounds. Good job. What's the first sound we hear? W. We use the letter W to spell the W sound. W. E. Long E, double E. Last sound, P. Weep. P. We use the letter P to spell the P sound. Great job. That is all the spelling practice I have for you for the long E sound spelled E-E. Come back tomorrow for more practice.